Hello. Today we are in the Grandstand studio. After 5 hours of hard work, Bob Wilson has gone for a well-earned rest. We are in the hot seat now for half an hour of sport, starting off with a look at both the hearing and deaf Winter Olympics. The Hearing Winter Olympics have just finished. They were held in France over 2 weeks. They were particularly memorable for the fact that the British team did not win any medals. But something the organisers did get top marks for was the opening sign ceremony.
Madame, Mademoiselle, Monsieur, nous vous invitons à prendre part aux 16e Jeux Olympiques d'hiver d'Albertville
in the 16th Olympic Winter Games of Albertville and Savoie. We extend a warm welcome to the athletes. Welcome spectators and television viewers all over the world.
Recevez un accueil chaleureux des habitants
Please receive a hearty greeting from the inhabitants of Albertville and Savoie.
Sont rassemblés ici des personnes
today assembled here, we have people of all races and cultures under the banner of international fraternity.
Du comité d'organisation
in the name of the organizing committee and all the people of France, we wish the athletes success and awards.
Vive les Jeux Olympiques!
Long live the Olympic Games!
With me now is Colin MacDonald. He's an experienced deaf skier. Hello, Colin. He's manager of the Great Britain team who went to the World Games last year. He watched this year's Olympics with interest. Tell me, last year you went to the World Games. Where was it?
Last year we went to Calgary for the Winter World Games for the deaf. The British team didn't win any medals because Crawford Carrick-Anton tore a ligament and had to withdraw from the team. If he'd been there, we certainly would have won some medals.
Your star Crawford. Why is he winning all the time?
Crawford's a member of the British Alpine Hearing Ski team. He's been in lots of events, and I've learned a lot from him.
Did you teach him yourself? You wish you did. You'll be going away next week. How many of you will be going?
Next week is the 5th European Skiing Championships for the deaf. We have 3 people going. Crawford will be there, and I'm sure he'll win some medals. It's at Serre Chevalier in France, in the French Alps near Grenoble.
Imagine you had lots of money and you could improve the Great Britain team. How would you improve it?
I would establish and develop a squad to improve their skills. Not just downhill, but cross-country skiing and speed skating. I develop it over a 3-year programme.
Yourself? You used to be a good skier. How did you start?
I skied for Great Britain for the first time in the World Games for the Deaf in 1983. But the Winter World Games themselves started in 1949, and it's held every 4 years.
Have you ever won any medals?
No, but we have got one person who's won 2 silver medals in the World Games, and in the European Championships for the deaf, a silver and 2 bronze. Next week, I'm sure he'll win 3 gold medals.
Who's your favourite skier?
My favourite skier is Marc Girardelli from Luxembourg. It's a very small country, but he's won 4 medals in 1 season. He's a marvellous person.
Let's see him in action.
Girardelli is about to attack. Silver in the Supergiant. His first ever Olympic medal, despite all his successes in World Championships. He did a blistering first run, especially over the bottom part. And Tomba admitted that Girardelli had looked so good over the bottom. And this bottom section of this could be right up his street. Yes, up 0.29. He's increasing his advantage over the current leader, Amott, who must now get a medal. A second one of the games for Amott. Girardelli with only Tomba to come, and Girardelli is really moving. Look at this, 0.88 up on Amott. Tomba will hear the cheers. He'll be standing in the hut now, trying to compose himself. And Girardelli, this is the leader. Yes, it is by 0.52. Looks back. Girardelli must get at least a silver.
Thank you, Colin. See you again later. So far, you've seen us in action in the studio. But there's more involved than that.
And for once, the handicap worked out. Dara Doon there on the right of the pitch as we see it. There's one even further over on the right. That's Little Flaky Dove just coming into the reckoning now. These two were first.
The second semi-final of the women's 800 metres.
The clip of skiing that Colin chose was prepared down here in the videotape or VT area. Every weekend, the Grandstand team are receiving footage of sporting events from all over the country. This weekend is no exception. For example, there's athletics from Italy, horse racing from Newbury, and motor racing from South Africa. They edit the pictures at high speed and with tremendous skill, often editing while a match is going on. That's how you can see the highlights of an event almost as soon as it's over.
Right,
7, Russia Skina, 31, 8, 281, Grothenbacher.
Okay.
Prime.
Kovacs out in the front at the moment, Afanasieva in second place.
On these screens, we can see all the incoming pictures from all around the country. One of the big events this weekend is the World Indoor Bowl Championships in Preston. And we have a reporter there, Karen Rowe.
Hello, John. Can you imagine when you're sitting at home, watching the television, perhaps a game of bowls? Everything looks so simple. But there's so much work goes into making a programme, so many cameras, lights, sound, people involved, the number of cables that are used. Look at this. Wow.
Sharon. I can give you some joining information.
Yeah, can you start another machine in the back there, please?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Thank you.
So fifth end, quarter.
Stand by, Keith.
Okay, stand by, folks.
So we're going to take a look at the semi-final between John Price and Stephen Rees now. John Price of Swansea was the 1990 champion. He's the 8th seed.
Yeah, the atmosphere is really exciting. 6 former world indoor bowls champions, lining up with 26 of the top bowlers for the £23,000 first prize. One of the former world champions is Tony Alcock. Tony and David Bryant won last year's pairs. Will it happen again this year? I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
Well, it's very difficult at this level. Everyone here is an absolute champion and is expected to play like so. So whether David and I will retain it or not, I just don't know.
Can you tell me, how did you first become interested in bowling?
My mother and father both played bowls, and I never intended to take up the game. In fact, I thought it was an old man's game. But then at the age of 14, a lot of my school friends became interested. And we went along to the bowling club and decided to reform the game and began to win competitions. And with the advent of television, bowls took off and is now a sport for all.
So he'd gamble on Ian Schuback, establishing a position that they have a set winning lie very early in the end.
You've played a little bit of a runner, David, and you've got that ball. It's possible to take them both.
Not far away. If it just touched one of the balls, they'd have both gone, John.
Well, he followed Tony's instructions to the letter, except it just didn't get that connection on the outside ball. Right through the gap, touches the jack, brings it into the open, made the position better.
But that instruction from Tony Alcock, typical. Early aggression. I don't know, Robert Perella's bowled a fair few short bowls in this game.
Well, he needed to be up really, he needed to make the position a lot safer for himself. Missed his chance again. Not a happy man at the moment.
Suppose the appropriate comment, one to the other, no, would be not to worry. Alcock going for the jack. He's got the only back bowl. Here it comes.
Well, now I show you my dart skill.
$180.
What a brilliant shot, eh? 180. What do you think? No, I must admit I did cheat. I got a lot of help from my friend here, Philip Taylor. Hello, Philip.
Hello, John.
Now, can you tell me when you started playing darts?
I started to play darts about 5 years ago. In a local league, a local pub in Burslem in Staffordshire, where I come from.
So why did you start playing darts then? I mean, was it because the team was short of players?
I I saw darts on the TV, and I saw what kind of money these big stars were earning, and I thought, that's for me. I'm going to earn myself a living, and I did.
That's a good idea. I wish I'd thought of the same thing. Now, did you have to do a lot of practicing, or are you a natural?
I'd say I'm a natural player, but also you've got to work on your game. You've got to put the hours in, dedicate yourself. It's preparation and dedication, the main things.
Now, that's fine. You obviously travel all over the world, is that right?
Yeah, we go to all the different countries, America, Canada, Australia, Finland, Denmark. They're all big ranking tournaments, which you collect points. And the points are then added up, and the one with the most points is number one.
And when you actually won the World Darts Championship, were you actually an amateur at that time?
Yes, I was. I was struggling as well. It was my last hope to become a professional. It was the first time I've been in the embassy, and I was lucky enough to win it.
So when did you actually become professional?
I became a professional 2.5 years ago when I first won the embassy, which is the World Championships. I was lucky to beat Eric Bristow in the final, and I've been professional ever since.
Is that right then that Eric Bristow actually gave you some darts?
Yes, he did. I couldn't afford a set of darts then, yeah. He sponsored me. He took me around the world with him, all the different countries. He paid for me flights and hotels, and eventually I paid him back by beating him in the final, which wasn't very nice, was it?
Not really. Well, anyway, I won't hold that against you. Congratulations and well done. Now let's have a look at you in action when you won the World Cup Championships.
Yeah, I'd love to.
This is the one. Look at the state of Gregory. Pulled it. Recovers.
120.
And recovers well. Taylor, 96. 2 darts for the title. Nine teams.
83. Fair requires 96.
He's thrown 9 darts.
Thank you.
Treble 20, double 18 would give him the championship. Treble 20. He cannot finish. 16 for double
56.
top. Chance for Gregory.
Mike requires 104.
Can he do it? 18s maybe. No, 20. 84 left. So treble 20, double 12. He can't finish.
60. Fair requires 40.
Well, Gregory could have been champion, but is it going to go to Taylor? Double top. Well, look at him there, standing, cheering. Gregory had the chance, but there you have it. Look at him out there. What a final, the finest final we've ever had. There is the champion, Phil Taylor, champion in 90, Embassy World champion in 92. Oh, the relief. You can feel it.
Thank you, Philip Taylor. A fantastic performance. The next big event on the calendar is the Olympics in Barcelona. Diane Edwards is representing the UK there.
Hello, Diane.
Hi. Hi, John.
She's the #1 UK 800 metres runner. Let's see you in action.
Here's Diane. 8 times under 2 minutes. Silver medalist last time out. 23 now. 3 times the women's 3A's champion and a finalist in the Olympic Games. Into the sunshine. Anne Williams has closed down on Tony Hodgkinson. Anne Williams getting after Diane. Diane running very positively at the moment. so too is Lorraine Baker, and the white and red of England looking fairly prominent, tucking into the two of the good Australian girls. Sharon Stewart's there and Gail Luke. And it's Diane Williams, quite happy to take up the pace. She doesn't want a fast kickers race at the end, and tucking in with her is Anne Williams, the tall, stately figure. 28.3 at 200 metres. And they settle down with Sharon Stewart of Australia for company, but the three English girls all in the up there in the first four in the leading pack. Running 00.85 is Sharon Stewart, running wide for the Australians. Inside is Gail Luke. So they come up now. Is it fast enough? Because if it's around 58, that will suit Diane Edwards. It's outside that, it's 59.62, but all going well at the moment. Diane Edwards with Anne Williams as a big shield on her outside, and Lorraine Baker tucked in third, and then Sharon Stewart of Australia. The New Zealand girl's been dropped. The two Canadian girls are finding it hard. There's two Australians for company now. They're into the wind. And they're cracking on at a very good pace indeed. And the two Canadians are now really dropped off the pace, and Diane Edwards, who's led from the gun, has got Anne Williams for company, 1:31.08 at 600 metres. Still Lorraine Baker battling with the Australian girl Sharon Stewart outside her. And there's a terrific run for the line now, and Anne Williams having a go at Diane Edwards. Having a go, coming into the picture is Wendy Old, but no, it's a terrific run by Diane Edwards and Anne Williams on her shoulder. Diane Edwards and Anne Williams, they're shoulder to shoulder. There's a metre in it, but it's Diane Edwards from Anne Williams, from Sharon Stewart there, and then Lorraine Baker from Wendy Old. A cracking run, and that is a new Commonwealth Games record of 2:00.25. She lived up to her promise, didn't she?
Congratulations, I thought that was absolutely marvellous. Holding on to the lead all the way round, and then you won. Were you surprised yourself?
Well, thanks, John. I was quite surprised because I'd trained quite hard for it and I was well prepared, but it was great to win.
I know the feeling. When the Olympic Games first started, the original aim was taking part, and the most important aspect of the Games was the enjoyment of the sport. But sadly, in recent years, the spirit of the Games has been spoiled by some athletes. Drugs have become a major problem. Katrina Krab, a sprinter from Germany, was recently banned for 4 years. Here she is running in the World Games in Tokyo.
The big two together, Grabber and Otti, lanes 3 and 4. Starters rostrum still empty. A reminder of the full lineup. Ashford, America in 1. Guidry, America in 2. Krabber, Germany in 3. Otti, Jamaica in 4. Torrance, America in 5. Krivalova, Soviet Union in 6. Onyali, Nigeria in 7. Cuthbert, Jamaica in 8. The World Championship final. Good smooth start again, and Krabber got away well, Otti not so well. And it's Krabber at the moment with Otti with a lot of work to do. Otti trying to come through, but she's got to be beaten. Krabber wins it. Torrance second, and Otti third.
Diane, how did you start running?
I started running when I was at school, actually. I used to take part in all the sports days and all the sporting events, and at one particular race there was a coach there who belonged to Sale Harriers and actually invited me to run for the club.
Now, you and I have got something in common, because I actually went to Russia last year and actually ran for Great Britain in the 100 and 200 metres. The 800 is a bit too far for me. But I actually wasn't tested at all. Now, you have been. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Athletes are tested quite regularly, but it's done on a random basis. For instance, I was racing in Birmingham quite recently, and I was randomly tested to be drug tested, even though I was second in the race. Once you're pulled out to be tested, you are literally chaperoned from then until you are able to give a sample.
how do you feel about drugs testing?
I think it's very, very positive because unfortunately there is drugs in sport. Athletes are taking drugs to enhance their performance, and I think testing is very important, and of course it deters any athletes who are thinking of taking drugs.
Diane, how do people actually avoid the testing?
Well, I'm really not sure about the details of how they can avoid the testing. I've heard quite a lot of weird and wonderful stories, but I can't give any specifics.
Now that's interesting. I wanted to ask you, Colin, you're interested in skiing. Do you get medically tested? Well, yes, we get tested in the same way as any other hearing sports people. But also deaf people have an audiology test as well to make sure that they are deaf before entering the race. Yes, the same thing happened to me last year. And I proved I was deaf and I was able to go. Now looking ahead to the rest of this year, you'll be going on to Barcelona, is that right?
Well, that's right, yes. We have our selection, our trials in June actually, and providing that I don't break a leg or do anything as horrible as that, I should have a ticket to Barcelona.
So do you feel good at the moment?
Very good. Training's gone very, very well. I'm very confident, and I'm really looking forward to the Olympics this year.
Great. Well, you're obviously looking much fitter than I am. Well, thank you very much, Diane. Colin, thank you. And good luck in your European Championships.
Do write to us with your ideas and suggestions for sport items. We hope to include them much more regularly on See Hear. We leave you now with some smashing moments from the Winter Olympics. Bye.